Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Tinman here. Now I'm here because I did a little video on Friday about Alien Romulus. I'd just seen it in the cinema. I'd come home, I came up here in the loft and I did a little video on it because I was super ecstatic. I was blown away, and I came up and I did a video and I was like, and it was so OTT. And I've watched it back and I'm a bit like, yes, I agree with it, but as time's gone on, I've changed a little bit. So what the things that people are saying about it, the things that annoy them, I can see it, but I'm not 100% with them on that. There's a couple of things that are a bit obvious, but I'm not going to go into spoiler territory here. I'm just going to say a couple of things about it. But before I get into that, I just want to say how much of a positive boost this has given the Alien franchise. Now, for years, it's been pretty, on a bit of a downhill. We've had a couple of bumps, a couple of decent things, and then it's kind of just really going downhill. Some people will disagree with me, but obviously when this beast came out, when Alien came out, it changed everything, didn't it? It was like unbelievable. I was obviously too young to see it. I didn't see it till way later. I saw this first, Aliens, on VHS. I think this is the VHS as well, because it was my friend's. My friend had this and the Alien ones, and in the end I acquired these off him. So this probably is my original, like the earliest I remember watching Aliens. Now, saw this first, didn't see Alien, saw Aliens first, and was absolutely blown away, as you would be, because it's Aliens, and it was just incredible. Now, someone had told me that, wait till you see Alien, because when you get there, there's going to be chest bursters galore. So I was thinking, oh my God, there's going to be chests bursting everywhere. No, what they meant was like, wait till you see the chest burster scene, because it's incredible, because it was, and it is. And so, to be honest, when I first saw it, I found it a little bit boring. I did. For years, I kind of went, yeah, it's good. But if you've been watching Aliens for years, and then you go to this and it's completely different in tone and everything, it wasn't until a way down the line did I watch it and go, oh my God, it's brilliant. So much so, we have two versions. We have the normal and the widescreen on VHS. Never mind the DVDs and the Blu-ray. But yeah, Alien, man, game changer. A few years ago, 9 years ago, 2015, they did an Alien and Aliens double bill on Halloween. I went to that, and my intention was to go and really enjoy Aliens because it was my favourite at the time, and it was Alien that blew me away. It was seeing Alien on the big screen, Ridley Scott's, the long wide shots and stuff like that. It was just incredible. It really, really was. So I was super excited to find out that this was coming out, and this is the original one that I had then, the special edition. Now, I'd seen Aliens, I'd loved it, heard this was coming out. This has got an extra, 17 minutes, does it say here? Does it say contains 17 minutes of extra footage? This blew me away. This whole scene with Newt, the Jordan family, and, on LV-426 beforehand was, Acheron or Hadley's Hope, absolutely blew me away. Absolutely loved it. And this is my preferred version to watch now. I do watch this one. Sentry guns, so much more about the hive and the bees and the queen and stuff like that. I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's that one. So that's another one. So okay, so fast forward 1992 and Alien 3 comes out. Now, I saw this in the cinema, and to be honest, I loved it then and I love it now. I've always been an advocate for Alien 3. I just love something about, I love the dark bleakness of it. I love the fact that they killed Newt and Hicks, because I don't want a happy ending every time. I want it to be, I like horror movies, so I want it to be like, for example, Return of the Living Dead. Look at the ending. It's bleak. Look, the start of this is bleak. The whole film is bleak, but I love it. I've always loved it. And now the assembly cut, which is on obviously the DVD and the Blu-ray set, is my go-to. I love that because it's so different. It's so different. So I was just made up to see it on the big screen, to be honest. Okay, so there you go. We're going in line here. We're all getting a bit squiff here. Then they brought out this, didn't they? Prometheus. Now, initially, I loved it. I really did, because it was like years since we'd seen an Alien movie. And then after time, I kind of went, what was that? What were they doing with that? And then, of course, there was the rumours of, oh, well, it was going to be set on LV-426 type thing. You know, it was going to branch into there. Then it was a completely different planet. And it was just like, you dropped the ball. There was so many good things in this. Yeah. And there's some good things, but there's some bad things. Some people love it. Fair enough. I like it, but then I don't like bits of it. So, yeah. But anyway, that was that one, Prometheus. And then, of course, we got Alien Covenant. Same again. Some things I like, some things I really don't. I class this movie in 3 halves. Yeah? So you got your first half, which is in the Covenant ship. Is that right? If it's a Covenant? It's been a while since I watched it. The first half's in the ship. Yeah? Love that bit. Second half is the David bit. You know, I'll do the fingering and all that. Yeah, I can give or take that. And then the third part is the alien bit. Now, I would normally go, I love the alien bit, but it just didn't have... There's bits I like about it. So that is where we're at. And of course, Romulus comes out. And it's Fede Alvarez. He did Evil Dead 2013, which me and Liam both love. So, super excited. Couldn't wait. Went there. I had the time of my life. It did blow me away. There are some things which I'll get into in a bit. But overall, it's just beautiful, because you've had this little bit of a decline for years and years, the last 2 especially, you know, in a box office sense, that they haven't done that well, and, you know, we've never had the third one. Not fussed about box offices and stuff like that. It's the studios that want the money, don't they? You know, I just want them to do well so they make more. I think with Romulus, it's doing really well. Now, like I say, it is divided. There are fans that some people really hate it. And Fede Alvarez had said in an interview that, you know, I either want you to love it or I want you to absolutely hate it. I don't want this, it's okay. Doesn't want that. He wants you to love it or hate it. So personally, I love it. A couple of nitpicks, but that's fine. But overall, I love sitting there, and I love the whole story. Okay, we're going to get into a little bit of, not so much, yeah, we'll get into a little bit of spoiler territory, so spoiler warning for this moment on. Andy, the character of Andy, the synthetic, absolutely stole the show. Unbelievable. The actor for him, it was absolutely spot on, and the way he had the chip was removed, and then it was the company synthetic, absolutely amazing. The switch round and the way back, absolutely incredible. Set design, beautiful. The actual xenomorphs looked incredible. Absolutely. The story, I loved the fact that they were on this little planet, right? This colony, and people were dying because they were going into the mines and they were getting fumes. And so it's a reason for these kids to escape. It wasn't just like, oh, we're bored, let's go and find a ship up there. No, they need to escape, because they are gonna, if they stay there, they're gonna die. And it's a plot point to get you going, isn't it? You know, it's a reason, isn't it? And I loved it. I loved how bleak the colony was. No sunshine. That was beautiful. When they finally get up to the ship, the Weyland-Yutani ship, the whole thing about it, the anti-gravity stuff, I absolutely loved it. And like I say, the facehuggers really had a role in this movie. They really had a different role. They were aggressive. They were nasty. They really were. It was really, really good. I've never seen so much facehugger time in a movie. In fact, it almost rivaled, or even had more screen time than the Xenomorphs. I don't know. I've only watched it once. I need to go back and see it again. Okay, so that side of it, I absolutely loved. The bits I didn't like. Now, a lot of people are saying about the third act. I'm not going to get into it, but everyone's saying the third act was a bit like, what was that? Now, I can give or take it. If the movie ended where it ended, before the final third act, I would have been quite happy. I do enjoy what they did with it, because it does tie into a little bit of Prometheus and stuff like that, and Covenant. And I think that's good that they've done that, because it's bridged that gap which you probably would never get now, because I don't think Ridley would ever be making that third one. Don't think it's going to happen. This now is your bridge between it, so that's fine. I enjoyed it. It was good. It was unexpected because I thought the movie had finished, and yet it went on again. But that's fine. That's totally fine. The only bits for me that there's two things. There's two things mainly, but one of them for me was the character of Rook. Now, have a synthetic, no problem, but the fact of who it was, the character, it was basically, it was the Ash character, but it was a different, played by another synthetic called Rook. To CGI, unfortunately. You could see it in his face. It was very lit up, so you could see every movement. It looked CGI, and there was a lot of screen time for him. And there was a scene where there was a lot of exposition where they were explaining to the kids about what was going on. These kids don't care. These kids weren't asked about what happened in the past. It was obvious exposition, and it was a bit on the nose, like wink to the camera, you know what I mean? But do you know what would have been better for me? I'm still love it, don't get me wrong, but what would have been better for me if it was synthetic that actually looked like Andy? Because who's to say that there wasn't more of them? So if it was Andy, then maybe Rain would have been a bit more like sympathetic with it. I don't know. Or maybe even a different synthetic altogether, someone you didn't really recognise. I've heard someone say, why didn't you have Ash or Rook as Ash, but have half his face melted, so it was easier to look past that CGI, because that CGI was a little bit but apart from that, I still love it. I still love the exposition. We as Alien fans, we know the story, but we don't mind you telling us. It's a bit obvious, but you don't mind you telling us the bridge in between, because we know all this. The only thing for me as well is, a lot of people said about fan service. Now, I love fan service because that is what we want. It is. But when the fan service is saying lines from movies that haven't happened yet in the continuity, so this is set between Alien and Aliens, and then you're saying lines from Aliens in a slightly different way, doesn't work. I'm sorry, it's too on the nose. It's almost like saying the line, looking at the camera, giving it a wink. You know what I mean? Hey, see what we did there? Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. But that is not a major gripe whatsoever. I loved it. I still loved it. I cannot wait to get it on Blu-ray and DVD, because I'll have both formats. I don't do 4K. My eyeballs aren't good enough for 4K. I can't wait to own it. Now, in the last episode, I did talk about the score. Now, I bought the score on the day it was released, and unprecedented for me. I've never done that. I never buy a score to a movie I've never seen or never heard. But because it was Alien and it was Fede Alvarez, and I've seen his previous work, I was like, yeah. Didn't even know who the guy who did the score. I've got it written down here. Benjamin Wallfish. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. I haven't heard his previous stuff, but I just bought it because I was like, I know I'm going to love this. And now that I've come away from the movie and it's been a few days and I've listened to the score, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. You can hear some Jerry Goldsmith in there. You can hear some Elliot Goldenthal. There's sometimes a little bit of Horner. I can hear John Ottman. I can hear loads of little bits in it. It's very unique, but it's got little flavorings of these other beautiful, legendary composers, most of them who aren't with us anymore. So that, for me, is a win-win. And of course, Made by Mutant released it on the day. It's my first Mutant buy. I can't wait to get it. I'm made up that Mutant have got this, to be honest, because they did have the original Mondo one. They had the Alien, the Aliens, the Prometheus one, and now they've done Romulus, and it's in the same style by Killian Eng has done the artwork. It looks incredible. It sounds incredible. We just need Alien 3. I'm sorry, guys, I'm going on about it again. We need Alien 3 on vinyl, man. It's the only one. Oh, well, there's Resurrection, but, we don't really talk about that one. So, yeah, it was just a bit of a... I'm just made up, because this has given us... I think it's given the Alien fans now more hope. because it's been on a bit of a downhill spiral for quite some number of years, and this has given us the boost. Everyone's talking Alien mad now, and that's me all over. You know, I absolutely love it. I absolutely have loved it since 1991, and I ain't going anywhere, and I'll support it even if they're awful, even if it is Resurrection, to a point. But that was it. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit more in depth than last time. Last time I was just literally going, oh my God, it's amazing. But now I want to talk a little bit more how I feel and stuff like that. I need to see it again. I do need to see it again. I thought it was great. It really did. And I hope you guys have seen it. If you've seen it and you want to chat, pop on the Instagram and pop on the DMs, and we can do it without spoilery on the old YouTube. But if you want a message on the YouTube, feel free. But let's try and keep it spoiler free, because some people still haven't seen it. It's only been out for 1 week. Is it 1 week? Not even been a week yet. It was just been out last weekend, isn't it? So yeah, it's not even been a week yet. So let's try and keep it spoiler free if we're chatting about it, if we can. But that was it. Just to fill you in on where I'm up to with Alien Romulus. Still loved it. Loved it. Great. Want to see it again. So there you go. So that's it. So until next time, people, stay safe, stay tuned, and stay sick. Tinman.